All right. Hey, it's astrology time. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And today is Sunday. It's the 1st of February. Can you believe that? So here we are. We've got it's the moon's full in Leo today. And why do we love a Leo moon? Well, why do I love a Leo moon more specifically? Look, this is in a way, the unification of the celestial lovers, right? It's the queen of the night and in the realm of the lord of the daytime, sun and moon. I explained a little bit of this logic yesterday when I was explaining the way that the zodiac is arranged, with beginning with Leo and Cancer and Leo, the moon sign and the sun sign, and then going outward with the planets. So this is when the two luminaries, which is what the sun and moon are, because they're the brightest objects in the sky in their respective times. That's when they are with each other. They interact with each other, right? They're not necessarily in the same sign, but they're interacting. And we're going to find ourselves much like the moon today, in the spotlight. Somehow, against all odds, we have made a statement. This is where we now belong, and this belongs to us. Okay. It is the embodiment of the manifestations that we have made up until this point. Really been on a different trajectory, if you think about it. Last month's full moon in Cancer reminded us of where this all began, particularly for myself personally, but I find that these things do translate over to other folks as well. So, the last Cancer cycle was a big new beginning for a lot of folks, okay? And it's where it all began. The moon tells us now to don the mantle, all right? We've worked on all of that stuff, right? We've earned that right. We've done it with our actions, whatever we've done, the manifestations that we've had up until this point, okay? This is the next level of confidence, and it can be used across the board, all right? 3D, 5D, keep your elevation, keep your vibration high, right? Elevated. And it's even sweeter if you made it happen. All right? If you've done that, if this is a direct result of things that you've done and you've been manifesting, even up to this point, like today, okay? That makes it happen. Your smile and laughter will transform into that spotlight that you can shine on the loved ones in your life. And today's keyword is Imbolc, which is tomorrow, basically Groundhog Day, right? Imbolc. And the color is white candles in the moonlight. We continue to personalize this Aquarius season. The stellium in Aquarius is quite crowded and is bristling with the crazy energy, right? This is the last lunation before the beginning of the Lunar New Year. That's going to find us in the year of the horse. Okay, freedom is going to be a huge theme. It already is. We're seeing it playing out on the streets. Minneapolis and all places, right? In solidarity with what's going on in the United States. And it's also going on in other parts of the world. Not necessarily with the freedoms that we express or experience, but there's other issues as well. So, there's other sources of oppression, put it that way. There's other inequality in the world that Pluto and all those planets in Aquarius are kind of set on pointing out and doing something about, right? They're resolved. Now, look, freedom's the huge theme. For me, personally, money represents freedom. Freedom from what? The freedom to choose, to do things, right? It gives us choices. It gives us options. This is freedom on a personal level. There is also a larger desire for freedom that the stellium is lighting up that's on a societal level. I just hinted to that. Here in the United States, constitutional rights are being challenged and in some cases undermined. So what do we got? What if societal changes could also bring about a change in the financial fortunes of everyone? Okay? When will we grow tired of the crumbs and toss out the current ruling class? We don't know. However, astrology, that's pointing us towards that Scorpio season that's coming up, an upcoming Scorpio season. Kind of fair, because that's when elections are held, right? Yes. So now, new moons are for manifesting, and full moons are about culminations, giving thanks, and continuity in some ways. This full moon is a bold reminder of the path we set out on back when the moon was new in Leo. That would be last summer, right? It's time to try and understand that the power rightfully belongs to the people, the stellium in Aquarius, and the moon opposing all those things, and that every single one of you has agency in this respect. That's right, and freedom, right? Your power to choose freedom, to be able to move forward and do the things that you want to do. And by aligning our 3D and 5D frequencies, we realize that this process is complete. And now we can act as catalysts for our own destiny. Our inner calm can be restored by fiercely protecting our rights, and this includes the right to succeed. All right, Sue, the moon in Leo will be opposing every planet in Aquarius, like I said. The full moon occurs at 7:09 p.m. on Imbolc Eve. Leave tokens in the moonlight that represent your efforts to date. Accustom your works to the spotlight. That's right, the moon has given us some of that spotlight from the sun. This strengthens their roots. Imbolc is a celebration of the lengthening days in the northern hemisphere. Simply put, the winter will soon be given away to spring, or giving way to spring. All right, so with that being said, in 1982, Late Night with David Letterman debuts on NBC TV. Bill Murray is his first guest. Okay. And our birth is in 1828. It's Mayer Guggenheim. Now, he's a Swiss-born patriarch of the Guggenheim family, one of the world's wealthiest families in the 19th century, born in Legnau, Switzerland. And he died in 1905. Now, Mr. Guggenheim actually emigrated to the United States practically penniless. He was selling stove polish door to door until he came upon some mining interests out in Colorado, and was able to transition into the smelting industry. And by smelting the ore that was being mined in Colorado, mostly silver, he was able to build a pretty sizable fortune. Sizable enough that there's Guggenheim museums in New York City and in Bilbao, Spain. So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Let's recap, shall we? The color is white candles in the moonlight. And today's keyword is Imbolc. And I wish you a happy Imbolc. Happy Imbolc Eve. And also, take advantage of this full moon. Appreciate and love you. Today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.